Coloring digitally is a whole lot faster than coloring traditionally. Painting by hand would take a whole lot longer to paint this scene. Now, ordinarily, to paint this digitally, I'd come down here, create an animation layer, and then go to the paint bucket tool. Make sure it's on color, and for the source, we'll go to above so that it's referencing the line work directly above this layer. And then these are my details for gap, closer, expand, and range. The range will depend on how the line quality of your line work. And if you have really thin lines, you'll have to do a smaller range, or else it might bleed through and cover the whole page with color. So ordinarily, I just fill it in, then go over a frame, fill in the next one, go over a frame, fill in that one, and so on until I've filled in the entire scene. But there's actually a quicker way to fill in these solid blocks of color. And to do that, you simply take this color frame underneath the line work, and instead of manually coloring each frame, we'll just stretch this frame out to the same length as the line work. And then select the whole scene and come up here, push this little skull, and this will create all new frames. So now, come back to the paint bucket and just fill in this first frame. But instead of going over a frame, we'll come down to the timeline and select all the frames. And then on your keyboard, just press Enter. And it will automatically fill in all the points that you would have clicked, wherever you clicked. So like these really tiny bubbles, we'll have to do those manually, because watch what happens if I click here and then select all the frames. It's gonna fill in wherever this point I clicked isn't perfectly matched up to the X. See? So for really big chunks, it's very helpful for speeding up the process. For these highlights and shadows, I did a cell shading technique where I drew the line work in whatever color I wanted to shade it, and then filled in the color the same layer. I have a separate tutorial on that, but I'll just show you really quick an example of how to do that. So I'd select the base color, come up here. For a highlight, I'd take a little lighter, make the color a little bit warmer, and then on the opacity, I'd take it down a little bit, say like 60%, and then just imagine where a highlight would go. So I'll put one right here, draw like that, then come back to the paint bucket, and it's on layer. So then, boom, then that's how I would fill in the rest of the highlights. Anyways, hope this was helpful. Keep learning new stuff to do with this program. I'm going to be making more tutorials, so you can click the animation tutorial playlist on this video to see more animation tutorials. Thanks for watching.